Hi guys, welcome to this pick a card reading. I am Vibrant Soul Tarot and I'm so happy to be having you here today. Today's reading, we are finding out all about what goes through your person's mind when they see you. So I'm super excited to get these messages flowing. And yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. We have these 4 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot with this Smoky Quartz Bear. Pile number 2, we have the Light Seers Tarot with this green adventuring heart. And pile number 3, we have the Wandering Star Tarot with this Star Swan Jasper. And pile number 4, we have the Mystic Mondays Tarot with this Rose Quartz heart. So take your time in choosing your pile if you need to. You can go ahead and pause the video if you have to do that as well. Just use your intuition. It's a gut feeling. Whatever you feel drawn to is most likely the pile for you. So when you have your pile ready, you can go straight to the description box and you can click on the timestamp number and I'll see you right at your pile. I can't wait. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Wild Unknown Tarot deck and the Smoky Quartz Bear, then these messages are for you. Put that little guy right there. So before we get into the tarot, I pulled some oracles to get some context about this connection. And so we have how they feel about you, and then we have how they feel about this connection. So, and then we're going to use the tarot to see exactly what goes through their mind when they see you, as well as pull some channeled messages too. So let's go ahead and see. This is how they view you, pile 1. We have soulmates. We have the peacock. We have octopus in reverse. We have very soon. Let's do it like that. And then we have make the effort. Okay, and then so how they view the connection, we have cut down, heartbroken. We have the moon. We also have coffee cup as well as kisses. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start off with how they view you. The first thing I want to say is the peacock is like one of the highest compliments that you could get like from that animal deck if you are referring to how someone views you. This person definitely views you as someone who is beautiful on the inside and out. I feel like they also feel like you are like one of a kind. It's really beautiful. The octopus in reverse, though, is telling me right now they view you as someone who is kind of out of reach, or just someone that they can't grasp right now at this moment. I feel strongly because of the connection cards that you guys might be in a separation right now. And so if that is the case, I definitely feel like they are kicking themselves for it. I feel like they are, like, obviously we have heartbroken and things like that, very upset about this. There's also some fear-based energy here around the future, because the fact that we have the moon coming in is kind of telling me that they don't know how it's going to go in the future. And I feel like that does cause them some kind of fears and anxieties as well. They are definitely feeling some sort of loss here and some heartbreak as well. But when it comes to you, I just think it's so interesting because like the energy about how they feel about you is so beautiful and lighthearted and things like that. And then when it comes to this connection, it's like the opposite. They're kind of down about this. So this obviously has something to do with what's going on with it in your connection right now, and I can totally see that. The fact that we have very soon, I feel, and you know what, I feel like there's a message here. Okay, so we have octopus in reverse, and then we have very soon, which says clearly decide what you want so that it now comes to you. And then we also have this make the effort too. I feel like this person is now seeing these things about you. I mean, these things obviously were always there about you, pile 1. Like, you always were super beautiful, you know, inside and out. You always were worth making the effort for. And you know, this person, you know, should have clearly decided what they wanted, I feel. And I feel like maybe there's a energy here of like regret of not speaking up about that when they should have, or telling you when they should have, because of maybe some things that have gone down in this connection. And it's very sad. I feel a little bit, there's a lot of sadness here, but there's also a lot of beauty here too. It's very contradicting, in my opinion. But with this soulmates here, they are definitely recognizing you as someone, as a divine counterpart, not just, you know, you know, a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever gender you claim or decide. But what I'm trying to say here is that they definitely feel something more. They feel very strongly about this. I don't know if you guys are in contact or if you guys are even talking. I feel for a lot of you, you're not. And I feel like this person is very hurt about that as well. And with this coffee cup and this kisses, they just love spending time with you. I feel like they miss, it's like an energy, they miss you a lot, and they miss your energy, and they miss probably kissing you, and they miss, you know, like hanging out, being around you and things like that. It's kind of sad. It's like it's breaking my heart a little bit, and we have heartbreak, so that makes perfect sense. If there's another message here too, if this person was like maybe still kind of in their player ways with this octopus in reverse, they definitely regret that too, because the fact that you're coming in as the peacock and like making the effort means that they are like, I can't believe that I would even entertain that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like basically there's like a lot of, I'm getting this message of a lot of regret here. Okay, they definitely see you as someone who's worth the effort. And I feel like there's a message too, like with this kisses and things like that and making the effort, they miss and they love the way that you love. Like you might be very affectionate or were very affectionate towards them and things like that, and they really enjoyed that, and I feel like it made them feel very special, and they love that about you, excuse me. But yeah, so the fact that we have these like heartbroken and this moon and all this, it's like this mystery and stuff is really telling me that this person may have effed up. I mean, I don't know. It could have been you as well too. I mean, I don't want to point any blames or any fingers or things like that. I just know that this person's hurting, okay? And it's probably for reasons. I don't really feel like it was you though. Pile 1, I really feel like this is like things that have happened that that this person, it's almost like I just heard from spirit, like you make your bed and lie in it type of energy here. Okay, and it's like almost the way that they feel about you is so ridiculously strong, and I feel like this is almost a part of, like, it was almost maybe supposed to be like that, like maybe they were supposed to, it's like a realize what you had until it's gone. But they're really realizing like who you are now. Like they're definitely feeling you, pile 1. Like they recognize you as a divine counterpart. They love your energy. They miss you. I definitely feel like especially with this octopus too, it's almost like they feel like you were the one that got away here. It's really interesting. And it's, like I said, it's very sad. But I think like since we have very soon, if this is possible, this person might try to reach out to you. I do feel like there is some fear of rejection here for some of you as well, but they definitely, I feel like once they get the courage or maybe they get the strength, they're going to reach out to you, and they're probably going to express, you know, this. And if they don't, then they're dumb, because the way that they feel, if it's not anything close to what they say, then oh my gosh, that would just be so frustrating. I'd be so upset, because the way that they feel about you is like, it's very deep. Okay, I feel like they maybe have never even felt this way before about a person, and that's why maybe like they've never even thought to make this much effort or to change their ways or to, you know, right their wrongs when it comes to anyone in their past. And so this is very foreign to them, and maybe that is why I'm getting this kind of this fear energy here around that. But all in all, it's very cute how they love spending time with you, and they miss you. I keep saying they miss you, so maybe that's like that. I'm obviously channeling like this person's like higher self or something of that nature, and maybe they just want you to know that they miss you. Oh, so let's go ahead on that note. Let's go ahead and take a look-see at what goes through their head when they see you. Okay, Spirit, so can you tell me a little bit about what goes through this person's head when they see you? Or see pile 1. Not when they see you, Spirit, when they see pile 1. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Son of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Hanged Man. Oh geez, oh my gosh. Okay, let's get a couple more cards for us. Speak on this. You know how it was like the Ace of Pentacles? You know how I was saying, like in the oracles, like they're kind of scared to tell you how they feel? Like, yeah, no, they are very scared to tell you how they feel. There's a lot of fears around that too. They want to offer you, they want to come in with a love offer, but they're like sacrificing this, or they're just like, they're not surrendering to it, and it's like causing a lot of fear. They're the Ace of Pentacles though too, so what they do see you, and they feel like you are just like a golden opportunity of love. I've never said everyone's like, I don't even know what that means. All right, and then we have the Chariot in reverse. Okay, I kind of want to get one more. Let's get one more card. Or actually, we're going to see what we have on the bottom before we get into it. The bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Eek. Okay. This person has a lot of regrets about the past, I feel, especially with this Knight of Cups in reverse. They may not have been the best person when it comes to how they express themselves or how they treated you, and they definitely regret that as well. We have this Ace of Pentacles energy, so they see you as basically a gift from the universe, as something of true value and things like that. And also, I feel like they want to have something to offer you, something better, but they also kind of regret that they don't have that as well too. But basically, this 9 of Swords right here is saying that they are... I just keep hearing I'm sorry, and it's like they're sorry for how they were, for how they acted. Also, this Hanged Man is really telling me too that they feel very stuck when it comes to this. Like they're not surrendering. They want to move forward with you. They want to move on, but there's things that are blocking this from happening. And I feel like a lot of this is, you know, their own like karmic debt with this 10 of Swords right here as well too. The Chariot coming in reverse too just means to me that they just don't have a sense of direction right now, and they don't know exactly what to do. It's like they feel all these feelings, and I feel one of the biggest problems here was that they had so many fears when it came down to how they felt about this, or when it came down to maybe having to change their behaviors or their patterns or their ways, because, you know, it's just like this person is very... I feel like this person was very used to doing things in a not so good way or a not so great way. And honestly, I just feel like they see the error of their ways now, and they don't, and it's almost like, and if this person did wasn't that great to you, pile 1, you don't deserve that at all. I just want to say I'm really sorry, because the feeling in my gut right now from how much regret that this person has is immense. And it's like, I'm also getting a feeling in my sacral chakra too. So that is your sexual energy. And so I feel like this person just has so much going on right now, and it's just, let me collect my thoughts. Spirit, can you help me out with this, please? Okay, so spirits, it's like they want to show you how they can be and their true selves, but it's like every time they tried, it just came out like the exact opposite of what they wanted. Or it's like they, again, like self-sabotaging ways and things like that. And so that kind of makes sense then why we had a lot of regrets. And this person was like channeling, or I was channeling like sorry and things like that. And so now I feel like they feel very stuck here, almost like a missed opportunity. And with this Chariot in reverse, they're like at a halt. I feel like their whole life is kind of at a halt right now. I'm getting called to get some more cards, so let's go ahead and see. Can you tell me a little bit more about this, Spirit? About this, how this person feels and what goes through their mind? Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, I was kind of feeling like a blocked sacral chakra, and that could be like that. It's kind of is the energy of blocked creativity. Also, this person could have not had the best childhood, and so this page is coming out as well too. And they don't know how to express their energy in a cooperative way. Oh my gosh, we have the Tower. Okay. Let me pull a couple more. Can you tell me a little bit more, please? 9 of Pentacles. They want to give you what you truly deserve, and they recognize your true value now, and so maybe they didn't in the past. And I just don't feel like they have that yet to give to you. And so they kind of know that, or at least their higher self knows that. And so they're kind of, I feel like you might be, this connection might be like a little bit stuck. Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, like they want to offer you like something. They want to have some sort of like stability. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more and then I'm going to channel easier. So, oh look, we have the Moon too. And then we have the Moon with the Chariot right here too. So they're afraid to, this person is afraid of not knowing exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get one more for this 10 of Swords. Okay, that was a lot of freaking cards. I'll pull the top one. And I'm kind of like called to keep this Judgment in reverse too, or at least take note of it. Okay, so sorry, let me tune in. That was a lot. Now I'm like distracted. Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers too. Interesting. So we also have, we have Gemini energy with the Lovers. We also have Cancer here with the Chariot, as well as Earth and a little bit of fire and some air signs too. Noted. Okay, this person needs to go through a lot of changes right now. They have a lot of work on themselves that they need to do. Like I said, I feel like they, especially with this 9 of Pentacles and this Ace of Pentacles, and this also with this 8 of Pentacles too, they feel like you are worth working for when it comes to like that you are worth it when it comes to working on themselves and things like that. I just don't know if this person exactly knows how. They want to offer you some type of stability, some abundance and things like that. But I just feel like they're going through a lot of changes and a lot of karmic lessons as well too. I feel with this 10 of Swords and this 3 of Swords that there was some sort of painful ending or painful event that has happened within this connection that I feel like is still causing this rift right here. So it definitely is affecting how they act and how they treat you. And I feel like it's definitely manifested in this 9 of Swords energy here. Okay, and so the fact that we have it's like they want to, the Page of Wands in reverse is telling me that they want to express themselves fully and they want to fully express how they feel about you, but they are so freaking scared to do it. And I feel like it's because of this 3 of Swords too. I feel like it's also because of their own past, like their childhood and things like that. You know the whole spiel. Like we all have things that hinder us and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what this person is working on too. The moon means, and especially with this chariot right here, is really telling me that no one knows yet how what direction this is going to go in. And I feel like, again, it kind of scares the shit out of this person. And this person is very fearful about putting themselves on the line. And maybe that's why, you know, I feel like with this Sun of Cups, or this, what are they, Knight of Cups in reverse, this person could have been very manipulative, or maybe in the past they might not have been able to show their true self, so they put on a mask and they acted like, you know, certain ways. That could have been that player type of energy too. And so what this was really them just being so fearful of getting hurt. And then I feel like they met someone like you, pile one, and now they're like, okay, I'll risk it all for this person. But then when they actually had, you know, when it came time to put action into their words, they're like, holy shit, like, this is so scary. Like, I don't know if I can do this, but they want to. Okay, and then and I also want to talk about I keep saying okay because, like, Spirit's like, okay, next. No, I'm just kidding. Spirit's not that rude, but it's kind of, yeah. But, Judgment in reverse, okay? This is like a wake-up call to them, okay? This whole thing that's happened between you guys is like a wake-up call for them to get their shit together, but I feel like they're not exactly heeding that call quite yet. So we have the Hanged Man because this is like suspended. You know, I feel like maybe in the future this is something that is going to, but it all depends on this person and how they're going to react and work on themselves, and if they can step out of this fear, and if they can choose love, which kind of makes sense. We have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck too. Such a beautiful card. It's like I feel like this is like, yeah, it's like they had stepping out of that fear, choosing love, choosing you, and realizing that this is something deeper. It kind of, see, it wants to come out too. Oh, it wants to come out too because the bottom is the Two of Cups in reverse. So yeah, I feel like there could be harmony in things coming. It just depends on this person's actions and how they're going to grow and get through these changes. This person is going through massive changes, and I feel like the ways that they were doing things in the past just really aren't cutting it anymore. And I don't feel like, honestly, if I could be quite honest, I don't feel like they were the best person to you, Pile 1, in the past. And so with that being said, this whole thing has been a huge wake-up call for them. So now it's the fact that this is in reverse, though, is because they're not fully heeding this call. So if you do want this, you know, union to come back and together, I feel like this is something that is going to have to be in the future, if that makes sense, because this person still needs to understand exactly what they need to do and exactly like what they've done, and realize that their old ways are hurtful, or their old ways can't cut it anymore, and so on and so forth. And so with this Judgment coming in reverse, it's really saying that basically they're having the opportunity right now to really sit and look at their decisions and their choices, their past choices. And so they're going to make another choice to heed that call to get better, or to fix these, to grow, to, you know, maybe face these fears, to be a little bit uncomfortable, and to realize, you know, to basically like looking at themselves in the mirror. Or they're gonna have to, you know, I mean, we all have choices, right? We all have free will, so they could stay the same. And so I feel like right here, what goes through their mind, at least I feel like this is their mind, and then also their subconscious mind too, because I feel like this is like the subconscious, and like this is like what goes through their mind. So this is like the fears, things like that, and this is like, okay, you need to change how they view you, things like that. So and these things are manifesting. That makes sense. These things are manifesting because of all this heartache that they're still holding on to, and these things. But damn it, I had a good thought and I completely lost it now. But basically what I'm saying is that this person is going through some massive changes, and I feel like this connection may have sparked that as well too. This regret, this loss, and it sounds so bad, but Spirit's kind of agreeing with me right now that they almost, it's like they had to lose you for this to happen. They had to realize, you know, that they just can't be going around and doing whatever they want, or they can't, you know, be still living in this fear, and projecting, you know, not projecting their past wounds and things onto people, especially you. And so they found someone as beautiful and valuable as you, Pile 1, but really it's like this heartbreak that is really woken them up and has showed them that like they can't be living life the way that they once were. I don't know. I hope this is resonating, because this is very deep. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some channel messages. This isn't a real card, sorry. I meant to take that out. Oh my gosh. Maybe in the next life. Oh, I thought it said maybe in the future. That still could be like future. Oh, a gift from the universe. That's like what it's what it was supposed to say, a gift from the universe. Okay. Okay, this isn't something that I feel like this is like what you want to hear at all, but like a gift from the universe, these pains and things. Okay, so please just call me. Yeah, this person really wants to talk to you. This is actually a blessing in disguise. This is so this person can get their shit together. This is so you guys can heal these inner wounds and things like that. Now I know if you're in this kind of heartache energy, and this person is too, definitely you're like, what the fuck, Vibrant Tarot, this is not a blessing in disguise. Like, this is pain. I completely understand that. Trust me, I completely understand that. But definitely I feel like you'll see soon enough, maybe with this person's changes and actions as well too. Oops, I almost dropped that this is actually a gift, a blessing in disguise. And also we have like, you know, I feel like you're the gift from the universe that that was dropped into this person's lap, and it's not your fault if they didn't know what to do with it. But now that they might not have it anymore, you know, they definitely see. So that's also another message with there too. Because the Ace of Pentacles, I always say, is like a gift from the universe as well too. So okay, so this is like kind of, I'm so sorry I hurt you. This is like what I was, when I was getting like, I'm so sorry when I was getting when I was channeling them as well too. So they really do regret a lot. 333, you are divinely guided right now. I feel like this person's higher self is with you, Pile 1. So if you feel like that resonates, and this is obviously true. Also, I feel like this is a divinely guided connection. This is a divinely protected connection. This connection isn't just your average Joe, any kind of connection. This is actually happening for a divine purpose for both of you. Okay, so keep that in mind as well too. Do we have any more channeled messages? Oh my gosh, that was way too many. Oh my gosh, my attention was brought to I die for you, and I feel like this person maybe would. I feel like this person would do something crazy for you too, like the opposite of die for you, which would be like maybe take someone out for you, obviously figuratively speaking and things like that. But don't forget about me. I can't get you off my mind, and you're the one. Oh, that's so beautiful. So yeah, this person still feels so strongly about you, Pile 1. It's ridiculous. I feel like with this separation, they're very scared that you're going to move on to someone else. And I feel very strongly that you're probably listening to this and then you're like, psh, what the heck? Like, that's not that easy. Like, I feel like this, like, I can't get you off my mind is mutual as well. Also, you guys there could be a reason for that. And I feel like the reason for that is because you guys all may pull on each other's energy. Of course, with strong connections like this, there are cords that connect you two. So if you feed the cords, if one person feeds the cords by thinking about this person or thinking about you, or you're thinking about them, then sometimes it's like almost like knocking. The way I look at it is like it's like knocking on the door in someone else's mind too. Like they're like knock knock, and then so like you can just be like minding your own business, then all of a sudden you're like, you find yourself like constantly thinking about them. Well, yeah, just know that they're thinking about you too, and that's why that's happening. So And then you're the one. I feel like, yeah, this person has realized so much within this connection. And I feel like it had to, a lot of this pain and a lot of this suffering and a lot of maybe even this separation has really been the cause of that. So that could have been the gift from the universe too. You know, I mean, we have maybe in the next life, it is like, it could be maybe in the future. It could quite literally be maybe in the next life too, because I feel like this isn't a connection that is shallow or anything like that. I feel like this is very deep and meaningful, and I feel like you guys came into each other's lives for a reason. So that means that this probably isn't the first life you've done that with. And I know it said soulmate there too, but I'm getting very twin flamey kind of energy too, if that resonates with you as well. But yeah, so this person feels very strongly and is also very fearful about it. Okay, so like I said, I feel like this person in the past, you know, would maybe be a little bit playerish, and that's because they're so scared of getting close to someone. And also that's because they're probably still in their ego too. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave this reading here. I really hope it helped. I get some, it was honestly, pile one, this reading was way deeper than I thought it was going to be. So sorry if it just took you and me both down a road of pretty deep stuff here. It's so funny that this was the first pile too, because I'm like, this is like, yeah, like, you know, what does this person think about you? You know, how do they feel when they see you? Like, you know, all fun and giggles. No, this is a very deep connection with very deep messages. But I love it, and I'm really happy to be bringing them to you as well. And I hope they resonated. So please like and subscribe for more, and you'll never miss another one. And I'll see you again. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the Lightseers Tarot in this green adventuring heart, then these messages are for you. So to get a little bit of context, I pulled some oracles to see how this person first views you, views the connection, and then we're going to see the tarot to see exactly what goes through their mind when they see you, as well as pull some channeled messages from their higher self. So let's go ahead and see what cards you got to how this person views you. So the first card we have is the Peacock. We have the Black Egg. We have Playfulness. We have Unrequited Love. And we also have Keys on a Ring. And Addiction. Okay, and let's see how this person views your connection. We have the High Priestess of Water. We have Coffee Cup. We have Separation. We have Ascending. And we also have Engagement Ring. Okay, Pile 2. So I'm going to first start with the animal cards for how this person views you. The Peacock, this card actually came out in Pile 1 too. I don't really see that much connection. So if you were like thinking about going, or if basically I'm saying like it's not in connection to Pile 1, but or did I just say Pile 2? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that what I was saying in Pile 1 about the Peacock card coming out is that this is like one of the biggest compliments that, you know, to describe somebody out of like the whole deck, the Peacock. This means that this person thinks that you are so beautiful, not only on the outside, but on the inside as well. Okay, and then so it's really interesting that we have the Black Egg here too, because I feel like that is another like big compliment card. This person views you as someone who is very authentic, like that you speak your truth, and that you're just like unapologetically you is the vibe that I'm getting for this, and they really admire that as well too. Playfulness kind of speaks for itself. I feel like they love the way that they feel around you. that you kind of do have like this youthful glow to you, and maybe you guys can like joke around and things like that, and they love that too. But what I really want to talk about is the unrequited love. Okay, so I definitely feel like this card is kind of like a curveball in here, and I don't feel like this is talking about you. I feel like this is like an insecurity about themselves and how they feel about themselves. I feel like they feel like that you don't want them anymore, or you're not attracted to them anymore. And I definitely feel like this is some insecurities that this person has, because the fact that we have addiction here too, like that means that this person is low-key like really obsessed with you, and I feel like this person may have been very jealous as well. It says obsession, possession, and controlling and codependent. Okay, and so with this, I feel it comes with those insecurities. So this person may have doubts that you want them the way that you used to say or said or whatever. And also we have key on a ring for this, and so I definitely feel like they might feel that you have many options. Obviously, the way that they feel about you, like the way that you look and the way that you are, they definitely see something so very valuable and special in you. So they just, I feel like, again, it's another insecurity that they think that, you know, obviously they can't be the only one that sees this in you. So they might think that you have other options. They might view you in some type of player energy, player ways, or again, this could just be an insecurity that is kind of showing up in here for you. It's really interesting. But yeah, so it's like almost like they have a fear of you like not wanting them anymore and finding someone else here. And so maybe this is like what kind of, maybe this was spoken about in your connection as well. This could have been a problem, because the way that they view the connection, the fact that we have separation, I definitely see that there's a big possible chance that this connection, that you and this person are in separation. But the fact that we have coffee cup here and we have engagement ring, and I feel like this person really wants to see you, and they really miss you as well. And they also feel like they want to take this connection to the next level with engagement ring and things like that. Like they want a union, and they want maybe a new cycle with you and stuff like that. Now, obviously, this is up to you and your discernment and things like that. But I feel like with this ascending here, this person actually is in the process of growing and learning from their past mistakes. And we also have preparing for union, and then we have union on here too. So like this person really is really hoping for this union to come in pretty soon as well. So that's really interesting. It's really cute that we have this coffee cup as well right here too. You know, they want to see you. They want to build you know, this connection back up again and things like that. This is how they view it, as well as I feel like the high priestess of water too, is they're kind of just going, at this point, they're kind of just going with the flow with things, and I feel like that's maybe all they can do right now. And so also probably really getting in touch with their emotions as well too, especially when it comes to these insecurities about you. It's almost like they view you as someone that is so valuable and so beautiful, and not only like something that needs to be protected, but this is something that they're like almost like they would like try to hide from the world. And they might not have, I mean, they might not have been that severe about it, but it's like, yeah, in some way, shape, or form, but they have a lot of worries that you don't feel the same way that they do. I can definitely see that here, or that you have someone else and you might just be stringing them along and things like that and stuff. And I don't feel like that's true for the most part with you. I feel like these are just insecurities, and that's why we have this addiction coming up here. You know, like this person may have been very controlling at one point because of this. And so now I feel like they're actually starting to see that, and they're starting to see that this was didn't have anything to do with you, but it actually was them. And so they might be taking the first steps into, you know, being aware of themselves or holding themselves accountable and things like that. But with this this separation here, I definitely feel like when it comes to this connection, they're uncertain about the future. And they do miss you very much, but I definitely see that they think about you a lot, and they're definitely feeling about you a lot, if that makes sense. They get this high priestess of water. It's like they're forced to feel all of these things right now that they may not or may have been avoiding at one point in time. And it's because, you know, when you come across, I mean, when you come across a peacock and a black egg, that's not something that you come, that sounds so funny, oh my gosh. But if like that, if I said that out of context, if I was just like, oh yeah, you know, you're such a peacock and a black egg, like that sounds like bad. But no, that's like that what I was trying to say. It's like when you come across a peacock and a black egg, you don't come across someone like you, pile two, that rhymed, often. And so it caused them to be very insecure and very possessive, and may have even caused a rift because of that in this connection. So I see that these are things that they're starting to see and starting to realize. And yeah, maybe if you guys are like not talking right now, which that doesn't have to be the case, but they feel like maybe because of this, that's why you don't want them anymore or something. Or maybe they just feel like you're just too good for them in some way, shape or form too. And so they're like, they were at one point just very scared that you're just gonna like find someone better. And that's not, you know, a way to live life or a way to be in a relationship that causes a lot of jealousy issues, that causes a lot of control issues and a lot of insecurities that you end up projecting onto your partner. So if that was happening, then maybe this separation was so this person could realize these things. And then I feel like you can see yourself in this peacock, like that you don't have to put up with that, you know, and things like that. So very interesting energy, very interesting cards. But ascending here is a very good sign that this connection is actually for growth, and that both of you are starting to grow and expand, and maybe even in the future take it to the next level here with this engagement ring. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot to see what goes through their mind when they see you. I'm actually excited about this one because like how the way that they viewed you, I was like, oh geez, let's see what goes through their mind. I'm like, hopefully it's not just a bunch of worry. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have a star coming out. Actually, I'll put that back and then we're gonna shuffle it one more time. Okay, Spirit, so can you please tell me a little bit about what goes through pile two's person's mind when they see them? Ooh, we have death in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse. So there's a message here. If you are in separation with this person, they don't, obviously the death in reverse means that they don't want this to end. I feel like this is like an energy of like right here so far of like maybe not seeing you in person, but like looking at your pictures or thinking about you, something very nostalgic right here. It's like they don't know how to reverse some of this stuff, or they don't know how to get you back with this death in reverse. But that was just a message right here, so we're gonna see what else as well too. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, we have Temperance as well. So as far as signs go, we have Sagittarius with Temperance, we have Scorpio with Death, we have Fire, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, we have water as well as air, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, if any of those are significant. But It's like this person doesn't know if you're going to love them or if you're going to hurt them. It's like they can't decide if this is like true, like if this is true, like how they feel so strongly. And I just feel like they have fears of you. This is kind of like that Two of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Swords is those insecurities of how they viewed you. It's like they're scared that you're like looking for something better, and you're betraying them. And I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like this is their own insecurities. There could have been a lot of jealousy issues within this connection. Jeez. But you know, with the Temperance in reverse, it's things are coming back into balance with this person. They actually view you as someone that actually maybe can bring back some sort of balance as well, but like some emotional balance, because I feel like that's something that they need. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands, and so again, that is more competitive energy. Like they have to compete for your love. I mean, maybe you made them feel this way. I don't know. Maybe you're just the shit, and they just know that they have to be better, or they have to be a certain type of way. But it's something about, they really don't want to lose you though with this Death in reverse. They really don't want to lose you. But maybe at one point in time they just knew that you deserved better, and so they're scared that you're going after it and getting it. But maybe you're not getting it better like through someone else or someone else. You know, maybe you just at some point decided that you deserved better, for some of you too. So, but let's go ahead and get some more cards. I need some more information about this. Can you please tell me more about this? Ooh, we have the Magician. So if you're in separation, this person is definitely trying to manifest you back. Also, they might be trying to controlling as well. Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, we have the Sun, Page of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords, and Judgment. Okay, this is kind of similar to pile one a little bit, but like not really. Like the messages are different, but the cards are the same. It's really interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So actually, I'm going to talk about this first. I feel like with this Hierophant coming in here, this person, this is kind of like that ascending energy too about that connection. But again, this person does want a higher level of commitment with you. This person, maybe you guys in the past have talked about marriage and things like that, and this person does want something very long term. They definitely see that with you with this Hierophant coming here too, okay? I definitely feel like this person, whatever ending that has happened here, or whatever maybe has happened before, has really put a blow into this person's confidence, okay? And so now I feel like it's almost like they are trying to strategize about how to fix this, or maybe how to work things out with you, or maybe how to just you know, come at you in the first place and stuff. But yeah, so the fact that we have the Seven of Swords here with the Sun right here too means that this has shined so much light on these wounds and on these patterns and on these insecurities and these fears and things like that. And so this is something that I feel like this person is definitely really trying to work on. This is something that this person is going through and has learned or is learning. If we have two pages right here, Page of Swords and Page of Cups too. I feel like I always say this in like the readings, but it usually does stem from some childhood trauma or some childhood emotions that we all end up sometimes absorbing somewhat when we're children, or even just in the past, you know, about not being worthy and things like that. But I definitely do see that this person is trying to change that. And it's like the fact that we have Judgment here too is kind of, it's an awakening for this person in some way, shape, or form. So right now they're at, like, I feel like with this Two of Swords and this Ten of Swords too, especially with this Judgment, this person is kind of at a crossroads right now where they can look back at their past actions and past behaviors and decide, you know, what to do about it. Now, there's a big difference between pile 1 is this energy here. I feel like with this person is more advanced and this person is way more self-aware than the same cards in pile 1. And they're different cards in different places, different meanings. So I don't mean to keep talking about pile 1, but judgment was a big factor in there too. And so what I'm saying is that this person seems to be way more self-aware than what we were talking about in pile 1, and that they are actually seeing these things and taking note of them and possibly, you know, trying to change them. But I definitely feel like they're trying to manifest you back for sure, if not. But this is like this is like big lessons here for them, and it's because they had to see certain things about themselves that they didn't want to see, or they had to feel some certain things that they didn't want to feel. Now, I don't even know, this person could have maybe manifested this, like the fact, these fears into this connection. I'm not sure. I'm trying to really, this is very frustrating for me. Spirit, can you help me out with this? Because, I mean, it's like they want to do what's right, and they're trying to do what's right, but they just can't do it right now. If that even made any sense. That's the message that Spirit gave me, and I'm like... let's see some channeled messages. Let's go ahead and talk to this person's higher self. Yeah, please just call me. You are divinely guided right now. Be willing to compromise. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so we have be willing to compromise. Please just call me. I definitely feel like this is this person. Like if you are in a separation with this person, there's so many signs that say you are. So I'm just gonna go with that. But so they really, really do miss you. They do want to talk to you. I don't know what the situation is with that. But I feel like this is, again, this 333, you are divinely guided, is really here. It's really telling me that this is all, it's kind of like that judgment, how I was saying this person is opening their eyes, they're awakening to certain things, into how they do things and maybe what they've done and how they are, inner wounds, inner things like that, okay? And so this is kind of a divinely guided for that. So I don't feel like this is anything to take personally. I know that's so hard though, especially in a connection, to like not take anything personally. But these are things that I feel like you and this person had to go through, or, you know, I don't even like saying that either. I hate when people are like, oh, this was meant to happen, this was meant to be, and if it's something like really horrible, like honestly, I feel like that's so inconsiderate, and I feel like that isn't, you know, sometimes the best thing to say when someone's grieving and going through pain. So that's not what I mean to say, is what but I do feel like this person needed to see certain things so they can change them, because if they didn't see them, you know, then you and this person couldn't go on the same way, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not saying like you needed to be hurt or this person needed to be hurt or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just that sometimes it's lessons, you know, that we all have to learn. Like, we all have to see that sometimes we aren't doing things correctly, or maybe we're doing things because of past things, or we're living in fear. You know what? Okay, you get it. I'm over explaining myself now. So we have happiness as a choice, and this is something that I feel like is really important that maybe this person needs to go through. Especially, they need to see the positive, especially with the 7 of Swords and the Sun right here as well too. It's like, they maybe were always the type to find something wrong or notice something wrong. And so they're learning to look on the bright side, I guess you would say. I'm always checking up on you. I can see, from this energy, I can see that person doing that. Oh, especially with this Page of Swords in reverse. Like, they're all, I mean, I feel they're always probably checking your social media. And then that's when that makes sense, because the energy that was coming out with these cards in the beginning, that I was like, this person, this is like an energy of like this person viewing you through a screen or thinking about you and things like that. Like, this person like is, and then we have maybe in the next life. Maybe the next life really just means that this is something that this person has, or you and this person have been trying to learn, like these lessons and these, and it also, we did have signs of ascension as well too. So ascension, so you go through, you and this person, you know, find each other probably almost every lifetime here, and help each other ascend by going through some tough lessons. And hey, I will be the first to say, relationships, the ascending types of relationships are not for the weak. They are not easy relationships. They are not just anything to just, you know, oh, haha, like this. No, they're no joke, okay? And I can vouch for that. So, I mean, that just means that you and this person are strong and that you guys are going to get through it. And you guys, you got this. Keep going, you got this. This is a message. Okay. Okay, so this is, I was going to say, okay, we're going to look at all these too, but I was going to say, if you're not with this person and you are in separation, you know, this is because, again, you are protected right now. And so the fact that we have you're exactly, I know it's stained, we have you're exactly where you need to be. And then we have you are divinely protected right now. It means that this person probably is going through some karmic lessons and things like that. And maybe they're, obviously, if they're correcting their ways and stuff like that, like it's because it's just, it's meant to be that way for right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's protection. And I feel like saying, you know, how they say like rejection is really just divine protection. I don't think this person rejected you in any way, but I feel like it's just divine protection, you know. Don't stop fighting for me. Blessings are coming. Be patient and just be yourself. You'll be okay. Okay, so don't stop fighting for me, I feel like, is both of your future self saying, like, don't stop growing, don't stop working on yourselves, don't stop fighting for this, because I do feel like there is a union coming in for this as well. And I feel like, you know, both of you working on yourselves and doing your inner work and your growth is going to cause so many blessings to come into your life for both of you. I truly believe that, and I truly see that happening here. So it's just a matter of time, you know, working on yourself. I feel like there's some healing and things that are going on right here. A lot of people have been triggered in this connection. And so, yeah, I'm getting, my attention keeps getting pointed to this Two of Swords in reverse and this Ten of Swords. Okay, and so this is kind of a deep message too here. When this person, it's like this person finally needs to surrender and just walk away from trying to fight for, I want to say it's like fight to be right or something like that. And it didn't even mean to rhyme there either, but it's like this person just can't decide to walk away from this. And I feel like it's causing, and it doesn't mean that they have to walk away like for good or anything like that, but this person just like will not leave you alone. I feel like they're like borderline obsessed with you. But you know, I saw your energy, you know, the peacock energy. Who wouldn't be? Pile two. No, but what I'm trying to say is that it's just making it worse. Like, I just feel like there needs to be a cut here, like in just a little bit of a separation, but they're not making it worse for you, they're making it worse for themselves, and they're prolonging this like union, and they're prolonging things for themselves. It's really interesting, very self-sabotaging too. But yeah, so I think that was the message too, because my attention kept going back there like a couple times, but I was talking about other things, so that means that there's that message that needed to be said. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this reading here. I really kind of actually, I want to pull some more channel messages. I don't know. I just feel like, oh, you know what? I wanted, okay. I was like, I just don't feel like leaving it on like this type of note. Like this is not, it just doesn't feel complete to me, but I'm going to pull some oracles. These ones, these babies. Okay, so can you have some closing messages? Oop, love. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, and attraction. Some more closing messages. Oh, shit. So we have coffee cup again. Yes, I know it's in 2 oracles. Kisses. So we have unconditional love here too, twice. Kisses and love. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. And then we have coffee cup, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Okay. The message here is no matter what, if you've doubted, this person is going to unconditionally love you no matter what has happened or what you've gone through. And I feel like within that with this next life, or maybe in the next life, that this isn't just like your, you know, your average everyday like connection. Like this is something that has gone on for lifetimes and things like that. And so really that's kind of the message that Spirit wanted to come out. Is like, no matter everything that you've been through, like the fact that you guys can still unconditionally love is really, really beautiful. And you guys should both be proud of that, regardless of everything that's happened. So now I feel better. Now I feel like I can close this reading now. So please like and subscribe, and you'll never miss another one. And I can't wait to see you again. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Wandering Star Tarot and this Star Swan Jasper, then these messages are for you. So before I get started with the tarot, I pulled some oracles to get a little bit of context about how your person views you, as well as views the connection. And then we're going to use the tarot to see exactly what goes through their mind when they see you. And then we are going to pull some channeled messages as well from your person's higher self. So we're going to get all detailed and into it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what we got for how your person views you. The first card we have is the Fox. The second card we have is the Phoenix. We also have Flirt. We have Romantic Feelings. The Butterfly. Stabbed in the Back. And we also have Axe. Okay. Jeez. So don't get me wrong, I know those sounded kind of scary and bad, but there is some positive. Your person views you very positively for the most part. We're going to talk about it right now, but let's go ahead and just put how they view the connection. So the first card we have for how they view the connection is Risk. We have Passion. We also have Love Call. And then we have the Runner, the Chaser, and the Dragonfly. Okay, well, so the first thing I want to say is you guys definitely have been through some ish, okay? But we're going to talk about how your person views you. So with this Fox right here, I feel that this person views you as someone, as basically like the ideal partner, as someone that they want to be with. I feel like this person has very strong feelings for you, and I feel like the amount of the magnetic connection within, I'm going to do it like that, with the magnetic connection within this connection is undeniable. I feel like no matter what has gone on, you guys are constantly drawn back to each other, and it shows. So you could be in a separation right now. You definitely don't have to be, but I definitely feel like there is a lot of fears that this person has towards you and towards this connection. There's a lot of fears of abandonment, fears of being hurt, and I feel like this person kind of feels that right now. So this person feels hurt right now. I don't know if this is something that you actually did, if this is something that's in their head. I definitely do feel like this person feels like you really, really hurt them though, for the most part. I do feel like these fears that this person has had in this connection seem to be coming up and seem to be manifesting in some way, shape, or form. And I definitely see that there is a tug and pull kind of energy with this connection too. And this could be very frustrating for both of you. I feel like maybe when you feel like one person is you know, one person wants to work things out or to give this connection a try, the other person might, it's the runner and chaser is what I'm trying to say here. I'm really trying to talk about this runner and chaser. It's like one person has a fear of abandonment and wants the other person, and the other person has a fear of intimacy. And so this can be very frustrating, but I definitely see that there's a want for each other, a love for each other here, and to constantly come together. So this is like really all about facing these fears within this connection. And that is why I feel like the risk is a really important card that does actually represent that how this person feels truly about this connection, that it is a risk, that they are going to be facing some of these fears. Another thing on a positive note though, this person just loves talking to you. I feel like if you're not talking to this person, or you might be too, whatever it is, like just your messages and your phone calls and your things like that, they really just they brighten up this person's day. Like they cheer them up. They're always thinking of you. I can definitely see that too. And these romantic feelings are definitely just not going to go away. I do feel like though they do think that you are a bit of a flirt when it comes to maybe other people, and this could be kind of this backstabbing energy. I'm not saying you're a backstabber or anything, I mean, but I do feel like there has been some infidelities that have happened within this connection that have caused some of these fears. And I'm just, you know, I'm just reading what I see, and I'm reading it honestly. The Phoenix here though, that means that this person sees you as someone who's constantly evolving, constantly moving and transforming and things like that as well too. So this is a good sign. And then the fact that we have the dragonfly, I feel like this person, you know, does want to heal and kind of have this really lighthearted energy to this connection again. And if you feel like you've lost that within this connection, I do feel like this person strongly wants to bring that back, or they will want to bring that back. And I feel like there's maybe some things that have been brought to light here that have been made so this can heal and can evolve, because I don't see, you know, one person or another person not wanting this to happen from the energy of these cards. I do see that there is some very tricky energy up here though, and I do see that maybe there is some wounds that were being triggered by, you know, I feel like one person may have had a fear of getting too close because of getting hurt. And then another person, you know, had a fear of getting left and getting hurt. And you know what I'm saying? And so that is very hard to work with together, to come together and things like that. But all in all, that's why this person feels so strongly about you that they're willing to risk that no matter what. And I feel like that's kind of the most important thing. And I feel like maybe no matter what has happened within the past, this person is working on it, or they're seeing that you're working on it, or whatever the case is, and they're actually wanting to move on from it. And basically, you know, risk it all again, and stuff, because they view you as this fox person, which really talks, the card itself even talks about, someone you wanted to be with, the ideal partner, and someone that, you know, and also when you think about foxes too, I feel like they're very playful, they're very fun, and they're creative and things like that too. And like a fox is, and also I got the message of really good looking as well. Like when you call someone a fox, you're like, oh, that person's a fox. Like they're really good looking. And so that could actually be part of this as well too. And maybe that is why all of this is triggering as well too. But the fact that we have healing the inner child here is a perfect example of what happens with this runner and this chaser and these types of relationships. It brings out so many things in order to heal. This person really wants to talk to you as well. I don't know if you are in contact with this person, but like I said, like this person has things to say to you. They want to express something to you, express how they feel, and maybe and move forward in a certain way with this. And I feel like there's been a lot of past hurts and past pains in this connection, and I feel like this person is willing to move forward with this, if not now, soon. And because like the connection, the passion here, and I feel like the attraction, there's a very heavy attraction here that is really undeniable, and I feel like it's a constant pull. Like maybe no matter like what you guys have been through, you guys find each other constantly coming back to each other because of this magnetic energy. I definitely feel like you guys are very sexually attracted to each other, and I feel like that maybe play a part in it, and Spirit says that actually might blind a lot of you from seeing things for they truly are. Maybe some of you put up with certain things, or vice versa, because you guys are so sexually attracted. And I feel like that is that's your business, I guess. You know, Spirit, I think, is just bringing that to your attention for some of you, so to keep that in mind as well too. But yeah, there's some flirtatious energy here. I feel like maybe one person was used to really kind of being a player. I feel like this person views you as maybe a player, but this might not be the case. I just feel like maybe you didn't want to get close to people, but then you met this person, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, like I want this person so bad, you know what I'm saying? And so all of these things started getting triggered within both of you. It's very interesting, very triggering. I could definitely see that there's a very mirroring connection, okay? And those are not the easiest connections to have. They are very frustrating, and they are very hard. But this person wants you. Like I said, they're willing to risk it all for you, pile 3. So let's go ahead and see what goes through their mind when they see you. Try to keep it 3D, because 3D, oh my gosh, I'll try to PG, what, 3D, is PG as much as I can, because I feel very strongly like there's going to be some messages coming through that are not 18, or not 18 and under 18, 17 and under, God. Like, whatever, moving on. Let's go ahead and do a couple more shuffles. Okay, Spirit, so can you tell me a little bit about what goes through pile 3's person's mind when they see pile 3? Whoa. Okay. So let me see what we got here. So we have Strength, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the Moon, the Ace of Cups, and the 9 of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is this Strength card. I feel like it's taking everything in this person to not confess everything how they feel to you at this time, or it's just they have to keep some type of composure right now, I guess, is what I'm sensing. And I feel like it's taking everything, like all of their strength to do so. This person has had, they definitely want a new beginning with you. I mean, the Ace of Cups, I mean, like, come on, right? And it's just, this person just can't, it's like impossible for them to hold their boundaries when it comes to you. It's like you're like a weakness for them. And it's crazy, like what I'm sensing here. They definitely do. They're working on changes right now. Like they're going through a lot of changes with this Two of Pentacles right here. And I definitely feel like they do want to do this with you, but it's just like they have to. They want a new beginning with you, and they definitely dream about you a lot. That's for sure. I definitely feel like you might actually dream about each other. So that could be confirmation too. But they have these boundaries up right now that are really, really strong. But they definitely, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was getting with like the strength. It's like, they want this new beginning with you, and they want to be happy with you, and they want to work this out with you, or work on these things with you. But they just are going through their own changes, trying to balance their own things. They might have a lot going on right now when it comes to just everything around them. And it might be a little bit overwhelming, but like I said, it's taking like all their strength to try to keep these boundaries up. And I feel like maybe they're barely learning how to do that right now too. Like I said, I feel like very strongly like you were a weakness for them. There was, again, we do have the Ten of Swords. So this is kind of saying that there was some sort of pain that has happened. There was some sort of painful ending. Maybe this person got some truth of the situation, or some things have happened, and so they have decided to keep a very strong boundaries and stuff. But that does not mean that they don't feel these things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more cards. The Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so this person, it's like impossible for this person to walk away or to let go of you in this situation. We have the Nine of Swords. Oh gosh. Temperance. Queen of Pentacles. Also, the Moon is this subconscious too. Like, it's very... there's a lot of subconscious things that are coming to light, and I feel like that is like that inner child healing, as well as old wounds. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups in reverse too. Bottom of the deck, we have the Death in reverse as well. A lot of changes that are taking place, a lot of things that are ending, that I feel are bringing new beginnings for this person, and that could be possibly for you too. But they have to let go of fear when it comes to this connection, and when it comes to moving forward here. They have to let go of these worries and these anxieties, and really just try to balance their emotions, I guess, with this Temperance right here too. But just to have patience, and to bring more in a calm energy, I guess, is what I'm feeling with this Temperance, if that makes sense. I feel like this person, like wants to offer you this like loyalty and this love and this stability and things like that, but they're not surrendering right now to with this Ten of Cups and this Nine of Wands. They still have these very strong boundaries up, and these very strong fears of maybe what could happen and things like that, but they are not letting go of this connection like whatsoever. I feel like maybe they've tried to walk away from this connection multiple times, and something just has a hold on them. Especially we have Death in reverse as well too, and then under that we have the World. So yeah, like cycles and things like that. This person is not, if you're in separation, this person is not taking it lightly. They definitely are feeling it. And I think, and this Moon is just giving me, they dream about you so much. And I feel like this is almost like their subconscious wants and needs kind of showing them things. And I feel like you might dream about this person as well too. So that's really interesting. And that just kind of shows that you guys are connected way more than just, you know, this physical and things like that. Let's go ahead and get some messages from their higher self though. And then I'll continue talking about the tarot if I need to. But Kind of want to see what their higher self has to say. Okay, so we have maybe in the future we can make it work. You always surprise me. I'm so sorry I hurt you. We've met before. You set my soul on fire. Oh, you set a fire in my soul. Same thing. Eyes on the prize. Focus your thoughts. Okay. So there was a lot of things that have happened within this connection. Maybe they projected some of the things on you. They said, it says, I'm so sorry I hurt you. You guys could have hurt each other, but I'm interested in the fact that when the cards came out to how they feel about you, it was like backstabbing and things like that. Now I'm starting to think maybe that was them, like, I don't know, I could be reaching here, but I definitely feel like it's just mirroring here. So maybe it's just, they were just fears. We do have the Knight of Swords right here too. It's very interesting, very triggering. I can see that this has been not an easy ride for the both of you. Maybe in the future we can work it out. I feel like is this Ace of Cups kind of energy and things like that. Like they do want to work this out in the future, and they are going through things and changing and stuff like that as well. But they just have to, there has to be a big release and a big letting go of a lot of these things they're holding on to, past pains, whether it be these fears, a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the stuff that doesn't serve them, it has to go. In order for them to have this happiness, they need to release this, you know? And I feel like with the Death as well too, it's not only just an ending, but the Death is in reverse because they are in the midst of going through a transformation. Like I said, with this Two of Pentacles, they do have a lot of, they are going through a lot of changes. They're going through like complete transformation and things like that too. I feel like the Death is coming in reverse because it's not completely done yet. And that is also why we have maybe in the future we can make it work. So let's get a couple more. Okay, so we have I can't stop thinking about you. Definitely let go and let God. That's what I was saying. Like this person has to let go. I feel like I feel like this is very mirroring too. So like these messages are like for them, but I mean obviously they're for both. They're for you because you're watching this, but they're also like mirroring for like what you guys both need to do, if that makes sense. Like just let go and just like. We have don't hold yourself back. Ooh, I had a feeling something was going on. Again with these fears of betrayal. And like I said, maybe this person could have like manifested it or made it even like worse. Or maybe this person was constantly accusing you of things and like that wasn't even the case, you know? I mean, it could be so many different things. Or maybe it was, or maybe like it was, and then it's like you never heard the end of it. There's just so much energy here of like betrayal and backstabbing and things like that. And so I don't know exactly like what happened between you guys, but it's, if you want to make it work, then both of you probably have to let these things go, or else it's always going to keep coming and circulating back into your conversations, into your love life, into your relationship. And it's like, it's almost like this circle, this never-ending circle of betrayal and things like that. It's very exhausting. Oh, and then right at the bottom, I always come running back to you. I definitely feel like that is the energy of this connection as well too. So this person definitely does feel bad for how things went down. They do want some sort of new beginning with you in the future. It's just that they're going through a lot of changes and have a lot of things happening right now. I want to pull some closing messages. Can you give me some closing messages, Spirit, for pile 3? Ooh. So we have karmic relationship. And we have a coffee cup. The karmic relationship is definitely, we have love call at the bottom too. Someone's expressing love. Okay, so this person definitely wants to meet up again. They want to sit down and have a talk. I feel like that could be coming as well. We also have karmic relationship to show you that these are lessons. These are lessons. And so like letting go. And oh, I love that. It's letting go and loving you. So it's like, yeah, like to love you, you have to let go of these things. That's really interesting. But it's fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentments, and lessons. This is exactly what I feel like you guys are going through right now. You know, holding on to these resentments and learning these pains and lessons and mirroring these wounds, things like that. It's sometimes it's so much that it can drive you crazy, you know what I'm saying? And so it's time right now to just let go of all that and to kind of work on yourselves and heal and stuff like that. I do see this person coming back into your life, and I don't feel like these things are over. Obviously, at the bottom, we have love call. So someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking about you and letting you know, and things like that. So I do not think this is over, but I just think right now it's a lot to handle. And so maybe it's just a time for you guys to take a breather and stuff. I feel like I need a breather. I feel like I need to go ground after this. This is very intense in energy, but and a lot of fears wrapped around this. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this reading here. Pile 3. I really hope it helped. I really hope you got something out of it. Sending you guys lots of positive energy your way, and I will see you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss another reading, and I'll see you. Bye. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Mystic Mondays Tarot and this Rose Quartz Heart, then these messages are for you. So we are going to be using the tarot to get exactly what goes through your person's mind when they see you. But to get a little bit of context for the reading, I pulled some oracles to see first how they view you, and second, how they view this connection, just to kind of get a little bit of context to see about like what and who we're talking about here. So let's go ahead and get started. The first pile we have is how they see you. So the first card we have coming out is the Oyster. The next one we have is the Otter. We have Reconciliation. We have Getting to Know Each Other. Let's see how we're going to do this. We also have Mirror, as well as Camera. Okay, so let's go ahead and just pull the oracles for how they view the connection. The first one we have is the High Priestess of Water. We have Not Today. We have the Snake. We have Key on a Ring. We have Talking. And we also have Grounding. Sorry, there was like a lot that came out for you guys, apparently. So I'm trying to fit it in as much as I can. I think I'm going to put this on this side. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start about how they view you. I want to say I love Otter personalities. They are one of my favorites out of this whole deck. They're really lighthearted and fun. I feel like they represent a lot of our inner child, and they just are so playful and cute and cuddly. Like, honestly, when you think of an otter, they're just like the cutest things in the world. So with that being said, I feel like that's definitely how this person sees you. And the Oyster, on the other hand, I feel is that they view you as someone that has so much beauty and depth and beautiful things inside. When you think about an oyster, you think about that. It's hard on the outside, but it's hiding this beautiful, beautiful pearl. And so what I really feel that this is telling us, Pile 4, is that this person sees so much beauty inside you that I feel like you might not even see yourself. that you have so much to offer this world. You might be a little bit introverted with the oyster. That kind of gives me that too. But the otter, I feel like, or maybe you could be both. You know, some people are like extroverted when they have to be and introverted and things like that, because I can see it going both ways here for you. But definitely, I feel like you have a lot of beautiful things to share inside of you that this other person sees that you might not even see yourself. So it's very interesting. They really love, and then it's actually, we have getting to know each other too. And so they have I feel like they've gotten to know you to a point where they see this beauty and like they admire you for it. Also, with this reconciliation, I don't think if you are in separation with this person, they do want to reach out. We have talking as well. So they do want to reach out to you and have some sort of conversation here. I feel like it's a very important conversation, but the fact that we have not today means that they are still kind of dealing with certain things themselves. They're dealing with maybe what has happened within this connection. There could have been some third-party situations here. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but the snake is kind of giving me that vibe, or maybe there was just a little bit of betrayals in I just feel like it could be different for everybody, but there's definitely some things that have gone on that have hurt each other. And I say each other because we have mirroring as well too here, or mirror here too. So it's most likely that this wasn't just a one-sided situation. I feel like this has to do with both of you. Things that have happened, maybe even things that were said and were done. This person still seems to be feeling it. With the High Priestess of Water coming through as how they view this connection, I definitely, the first thing when that card flew out, when I was shuffling your oracles, the first thing I heard was emotional roller coaster. So that could definitely be the case on how this person feels about that, but I don't think that is so much in a negative light. I feel like this is something that maybe has needed. Maybe this has opened this person's situation, has opened this person's heart a little bit more, and maybe it had them able to feel things that they haven't felt before, or maybe haven't felt in a while. But there are some fears here about other options and other people involved here with the snake and the key on a ring. But I definitely feel like if that is the case on whoever's side, whatever was going on in this connection, I definitely feel like this person definitely feels more grounded and more stable when they're talking to you, when they're with you, because we do have grounding here. You do give them this beautiful sense of security and this beautiful sense of stability, whether that even be like you know, financial or anything. It doesn't have to be. I feel like this is honestly just what you offer and how you make them feel. You make them feel probably very safe when they're around you, and so that's very beautiful as well too. The camera here is saying that they still definitely keep tabs on you. When this card comes up, I always think that this person is looking at your pictures. They're looking at old pictures. They're reminiscing, constantly thinking about old memories and stuff like that. And so that is why with this reconciliation, I definitely feel very strongly like whatever has happened, this is not over. There's still a lot that this person wants to say to you and this person wants to express to you. But like, again, like I said, the not today just means that they're not really able to do that right now. And I feel like this is kind of for both sides. Maybe you could be feeling that way too. And so honestly, that brings me to the point too, because I'm pointed at mirror again. If some of what I'm saying, and I'm saying like, it sounds like, if I'm talking about the connection and it sounds like something that you're feeling, that is perfectly normal, especially in connections like this, because mirroring is so often, it happens so often, and it's like, sometimes it's like eerie. I feel like sometimes when I do readings and I'm like talking about someone else, and someone will like literally be like, that's like me, like you're talking about me, but then spirit will correct me and be like, this is them too. And I'm just like, wow, like you guys are just a literal like mirror. It's nuts. So yeah, so if it's kind of confusing and you're like, that sounds like me, then it's probably, honestly, it's probably both. So just keep that in mind. I do feel like with this key on a ring too, at some point, they were feeling like this, or this could have been their actions, or they could have been feeling like this as well too. So either one of you was feeling like this and one of them was the actions, that like this person was like stringing you along, or not so serious about what they were saying. I feel like when Key on a Ring comes out, this is really talks about maybe a lot of empty promises, promises of a future and promises of changing, or when things happen, they say that they're not going to do something again. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting with this right now. And so this definitely is showing here that this was a problem, but I feel like it's something that they are acknowledging. And I do feel like this is something that they do want to talk about here with you. I just feel like this person has a lot to say, but they're not ready to say it yet. And I feel like they will be, because we do have reconciliation. You know, it says someone from your past is returning and getting to know each other. I just feel like this person has to open up, and they want you to open up as well too, because we do have the oyster, and that's how you get the pearls, is you open up the oysters. And so they have a lot they want to talk about, a lot they want to know. It's almost just like they want this. It's not even closure, because I don't feel like the situation's over, and I don't feel like it's going to be closure. I'm sorry, I keep moving these around so to make them fit, but now it's like a puzzle piece. But anyways, like I was saying, is I don't feel like this is like a closure. I feel like this is just a lot of things that they want answers to, and probably you do too. You know, I feel like this is a lot of things that they, a lot of things I feel were left unsaid here. A lot of things were left undone that has this person maybe thinking about the past and thinking about you. I definitely feel like they're like thinking about good times that you guys have had, especially because you're coming through as the otter as well. They definitely find you very, funny and silly and playful, and I feel like that's kind of an energy that they might need compared to everything else, like with this connection at this time right now. And so with that being said, I just feel like this person in this connection at some point in time was very triggering, because we do have the Mirror, and so it's caused a lot, this person to maybe kind of retract back into their shell, and maybe you as well too, because this oyster. So it's caused maybe a rift to, I feel, so Spirit's saying, you know, there's been a lot of pain and things that have gone on that has caused both of you to maybe put up some walls and some boundaries and things like that, and to really think about, you know, what it is that you guys want, or what it is that was done and things like that. But there is still this desire and this want and this love here that I feel, again, like I said, is not over, and this person is going to probably reach out, or if you reach out, whichever one, there's going to be some conversations. Honestly, this says awaiting messages and calls and things like that too, so they do want to hear from you, even if it doesn't seem like it. I feel like maybe if they don't seem like they want to talk to you, they still kind of do. I feel like this person is just putting on a hard front right now, or maybe they're scared of like rejection from you, if this is the case, because you are coming, they do see you as the oyster, so they might see you as someone who does have their boundaries up and is very protective of yourself right now. But I feel like this is for a right reason. I don't think you're doing this for no reason, because of some of the energy cards that we have here as well too. So very interesting, very interesting. All I know is they want to reconcile with you, and they really do miss you, is something that I feel very strongly for you right now. But let's go ahead and check with the tarot to see exactly what goes through their mind when they see you. Also, we do have some channeled messages as well as some closing oracles too. So didn't even ask the question, Spirit. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm like, this deck never shuffles the way I want it to. Now I remember why I like never use it. It's so pretty though, isn't it? But it's like, it shuffles like a, I don't know. I like nice clean shuffle. It shuffles like a brick. But it is a nice deck, you know, if you've been looking into it, it's worth it. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what goes through their mind when they see you. So can you tell me a little bit about what goes through the person's mind, Spirit, when they see pile 4? What are their thoughts and feelings? Okay, we have the 4 of Cups. So we're going to see what we got right here for right now. So the first card we got is the Four of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Princess of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So I feel like this is when they're like looking right now. This is like when they're like peeping you like with that camera energy, looking at your pictures, looking at things right now. They definitely feel very discontent with the way things have ended in this situation. And so with that being said, they do feel like they're with the Seven of Pentacles, they feel like there's been so much work put into this, but they don't know how it's like, they don't know how it's going to turn out. And I feel like that is something that is scary for them, I guess you would say. But, yeah, I definitely feel like they don't like the way things have ended, the way things were turned out. I feel like, again, with this Ten of Swords in reverse, it's almost like this lack of closure, or these unclosed doors, or these untalked about wounds and things that have happened. And I definitely feel like they're feeling it now. They wish that they would have tried harder with this Seven of Pentacles and this Ten of Wands in reverse. They wish that they would have seen this beautiful opportunity that they had in the first place with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse too. I feel like there was a lot of emotions and things that they feared about this with this Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And this could have been, you know, stemming from like fears of intimacy, or this could have been stemming from even fears of rejection and things like that. But they definitely feel like this was an opportunity that was completely missed at some point in time. And I feel like it really, really bothers them with this Ten of Wands in reverse. Like, they're very upset about it. And that was maybe why there were so many in those oracles. There was so much energy of like thinking about you and thinking about the past. I definitely feel like this person, also, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Oh my gosh, and under that, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse too. They really regret a lot of their actions and maybe a lot of their words and things like that. And I feel like they might have hurt you, and they regret that as well. But it's almost like this was like self-sabotage and things like that for this connection as well. But now it's like with this Four of Cups, they're like wishing that things were different. And that sounds a little bit frustrating, honestly. And it's like because they could have made things different, or they could have done things differently. But I just feel like the way that they're programmed and the way that they were wired, they were just, they honestly, they couldn't. Like, this could have been like some subconscious things as well. But yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like a lack of growth, and maybe they wanted to nurture you the way that they should have, or worked on themselves the way that they should have in order to make this. But this Ace of Pentacles in reverse is just telling me that they're kicking themselves, because this was a beautiful opportunity that they could have had, and they see that they have kind of squandered it at some point in time. I'm gonna get a couple more cards though. Tell me more about how this person, or what goes through their mind when they see pile. Okay, that card's gone. Oh, just kidding. It's right here. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. So we have Hand of Cards, Girl Talk. They might have listened to their friends, or they definitely talk about you a lot with their friends. I mean, we have Girl Talk. It doesn't have to be with girls, but you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Ooh. Okay. This is really interesting. All right, so I'm going to start over here. I feel like they were... I feel like when they see you, it's really like they're very scared to show you how they truly feel, especially with this hand of cards. They're almost keeping like a poker face, and they're like not telling you because they feel like, again, this is like almost like that fear of intimacy type of thing. Like they're keeping their hand to themselves because they don't want it to be like, they don't want to put themselves out there and then be hurt. Okay, I definitely feel like they talked about you a lot with their friends, and maybe they listened a little bit too much for some of you to someone that didn't have your guys' best interest at heart. That is kind of a specific message, but I definitely feel like that could have been the case for some of you as well. And also I feel like they feel bad for maybe taking advantage of you, but also I feel like they had to protect themselves in some certain type of way as well too. It's really interesting because it's like very mirroring at the same time, you know? And so I'm trying to differentiate who's who, but I guess I'm just gonna leave that up to you. I don't even know why I keep trying. But yeah, so they really they feel like they missed this opportunity, and I feel like, again, they have this love call right here, and I feel like I put it next to the Ace of Pentacles on purpose, and it's like because they could have expressed how they felt to you when they wanted to. They could have told you what they wanted to, how they felt when they wanted to, but they didn't because they were stopping themselves. And that's probably why we had this Knight of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck as well too, and we also have this Hand of Cards. And so it's very frustrating energy. So I can see why you would be like wanting to know how they feel when they see you, because they're not really the type to maybe put their feelings out there. And it's because they're scared of getting their feelings hurt. Let's get one more. And then we're going to do some channeled messages as well. Oh, we have the Chaser. Fear of abandonment. And then we have Seduction. Third-party interference. This person, yeah, I feel like this person at one point in time, they were never satisfied with exactly what they had, and now they're kicking themselves because they know that they had something that was so good. And so it's like they were always lusting after stuff to feed their ego, to get their attention and things like that. And I just want you to know, Pile 4, if this is true and this is resonating, that has nothing to do with you and your own worth and what you bring to the table, because they're definitely seeing that you have so much to offer. And again, with this Ace of Pentacles, because when I think of the Ace of Pentacles, like I always think, or all aces really, I think of them as like gifts from the universe. Like this was presented to them, you know, and it's something of value. And the fact that it's coming in reverse it's because they didn't see it and they didn't value it, but they definitely are seeing it now, because this is what's going through their mind, obviously, when they think about you or when they see you and things like that. And so now it's like they're really upset for chasing after, you know, these things that didn't really matter. And because they see that yeah, okay, so that's interesting that Spirit kind of just redirected my attention to this camera. Now it's like they're reminiscing about all of these things, but they didn't like appreciate it when they had it. And that makes me very upset for you, Pile 4. I don't like that. I want you to be valued and to see, and people to see, or anyone to see, that you're the prize here. And I feel like they're seeing that now, obviously. It's just, this person like couldn't let go of their own single, like they're this single mindset. And then when they had something like so good like you, it threw them off. It's really interesting. So let's go ahead and get some channel messages from their higher self. Please just call me. This is... Yeah, we have love call too, and it's like awaiting messages. Like they want to hear from you. They want to talk to you. They want you to chase them though too. So be wary of that. I feel like that I should, you know, I got your back, Pile 4, and I feel like I should tell you that. Like they really want you to chase them and stuff. So maybe if you are pulling back and you're not really chasing them, this is like causing them to panic and stuff, and they think that they lost you, and maybe that's what they need, honestly. Okay, and then so we have meditate on it. Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the words to, like, that's like Spirit saying to kind of chill out on it before you make your next move or decide what you want. When you think of me, look at the stars. I'm always with you. That's beautiful. I feel like that's their higher self, and obviously Spirit saying that regardless if you are in separation with this person, that they're still around you and they're still with you and stuff, and that, you know, you guys could have maybe like looked at the sky a lot together. That's kind of a specific message, but, or maybe when you just look at the sky and you can feel them or something. That's interesting. We have you mean everything to me. Ooh, we have 888, abundance is heading your way. Keep going, you got this. Give me a chance, I will not let you down. And grow through what you go through. Yeah, there's been a lot of growth that is triggered within this connection. I definitely see, okay, so we have give me a chance, I won't let you down. This is that reconciliation energy that they were viewing with you, that this person really does view you and wants to start. They're basically seeing your true value now. What you do after this is your own, you know, your own free will and things like that. Of course, I would never tell you what to do, but it just, I don't know. I feel, I just want to protect you, pile 4, and I feel like I'm like this. They didn't see it at first, but then again, I'm just being a nosy pussy, and like I have no idea. Like they could be completely changing, and we do have like some. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're stuck in their same ways necessarily, but if they haven't dealt with a lot of these issues where they have to go out and find some type of attention maybe to feed their ego, then it's not going, then obviously it's not. But we do have Cupid's arrow though right here, so it's like have faith, love is coming, things like that. And I feel like they really have faith that you're going to reach out and you're going to want to work things out with them. And so what you do after that is really up to you. Just make sure that this person is treating you how you deserve. That's what it is. Me and Spirit want you to be loved and treated how you deserve. Okay. And so just make sure that you're getting the amount of love and the energy that you put in, because I was seeing with this too, in this tarot deck, a lot of these reversals, I feel like we're saying that they're seeing how much you cared, how much you put into this, and they were kind of regretting that they didn't maybe put some of the same effort back. So okay, let's get a couple more. Okay, this is the second one with 333 on there. So 333 could be very significant to you. Also 888. You are divinely guided right now. We have more things. Blessings are coming. Be patient and don't stop fighting for me. And I feel like this don't stop fighting for me is this person's way of saying, like, you know, the fact that when you work on yourself and if you find your strength and you grow, it helps this connection grow and it helps this other person grow as well. Whatever it is that you're doing, if you're being strong for certain reasons, or if you're, you know, reaching out and you guys are having like healthy talks, whatever the case is, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, there's growth involved. And I feel like you have a bigger influence on this person's growth than you probably even realize. So whatever you decide is exactly what you're supposed to be doing and exactly what you're supposed to, you know, and exactly where you're supposed to be at this moment. So I wouldn't think too much into it. There's going to be growth and lessons and things and things to work on regardless. And so this is just and I feel like you do have a lot of blessings coming, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily with this connection. I feel like this growth that this connection has caused for you is going to skyrocket a lot of blessings and probably influence other areas of your life as well, even if you don't even really realize it. So that's kind of cool too. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this reading here, pile 4. I really hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed it and things like that. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss another one. And I will see you again. Bye.